benevolence and compassion of middle age, or to leave it naked and callow. I have tried, as far as possible, to present the I character as the gawky observer that he was at the time, and to keep my present opinion in the background. But there are certain times when the 42-year-old finds interpretations which were not apparent at the time. Though, for example, I was aware at the end of my time at Oxford of the reason for Vicky Bird's rustication, I did not realize till I came to write this book that the same reason lay behind his flight into anonymity. In brief, I have adopted the principles which William Hazlitt enunciated in his introduction to the serial publication of his Conversations of James Northcote, R.A. I have feigned whatever I have pleased. I have forgotten, mistaken, misstated, altered, transposed a number of things. All that can be relied upon for certain is a striking anecdote or a sterling remark or two in each page. These belong as a matter of right to my principal speaker. I have, however, generally taken him as my lay figure or model, and worked upon it, selon mon gré, by fancying how he would express himself. I have also introduced little incidental details that never happened, thus, by lying, giving a greater air of truth to the scene, an art understood by most historians. In a word, Mr. Northcote is only answerable for the wit, sense, and spirit there may be in these papers. I take all the dullness, impertinence, and malice upon myself. A.C.M. London, July, 1951. Part 1. The Poet and the Seer. Prelude. The Illusionist of Islington. On the evening of the day when the death was announced of Aleister Crowley, the self-styled knight-elect of the Sangreal, master of Thelema and the mega-beast, the beast 666 of the Apocalypse, Tom Dryburgh was dining at a house in Kensington. Over dinner, Dryburgh related how, when he was writing the William Hickey column in the Daily Express, he received one day a telephone call from a man who asked him if he would be interested in acquiring any Crowleyana. On replying that he might be, Tom was told that he should call at an address in one of the less fashionable streets of Islington at 6 p.m. on the following day. There he found a man who said that though, as a theatrical conjurer by profession, he usually had no difficulty in gaining his livelihood, at that present moment, owing to ill health and bad fortune, he was in straitened circumstances. This was the only reason which would induce him to part with the rare and curious works of the master. Crowley's literary work was in fact curious only by reason of its dullness, if exception be made of the pornographic novel which he wrote for one of his wives, who complained that she had nothing to read. The only thing Dryburgh picked out as interesting was a red leather volume enclosed in a beautiful 18th-century silver holder designed originally for a book of hours. This volume, which had been made especially to fit the silver holder, was one of Crowley's private diaries in which he was used to record his sexual and magical operations. It contained the names of a surprising number of people whom one would not have connected either with magic in general or Crowley's brand in particular, and their signed oaths of allegiance to the beast. Dryburgh asked the conjurer how this volume had come into his possession, but this the man was unwilling or unable to disclose. Some time later, Crowley gave dinner to Dryburgh. It was an excellent dinner, as anyone who ate with the beast would know, for when he had money there was no one more generous. There is no host like the man who has just borrowed a tenner, and when he had no money he thought nothing of playing host with the menu and wine list, and passing the bill to his guest. At the end of dinner, Crowley ordered a bottle of Perrier-Jouet 21 and later drew a magic symbol on the back of the menu and passed it to Dryburgh, asking him to describe what he saw in it, a clairvoyant parlour game of which he was fond and which he practised himself before coming to any important decision.